Hi guys, my name is Kazuya Jin Takashi, and I just wanted to do a quick explainer video on why boundaries are healthy and why you should probably consider implementing them. Now, the kind of person who would probably be watching this video is a people pleaser. So you have trouble saying no to people. You have trouble standing up for yourself in situations. You have trouble disagreeing, right? Maybe you're in a relationship and you just agree to everything your girlfriend tells you to do or tells you to like, or your boyfriend, or you just agree to everything your mom says you should do and who you should be and how you should feel. And or you just like you just don't have a sense of like fusek. Like you must have a fusek. Like you must have it. Everyone must have it because we don't. This world is not fair. Life is not fair, and you must learn to also not be fair. Because then you are fair. If you are not fair, then you are fair. Okay? Oh yeah. Point number one. They help you be more clear about who you are, what you want, and why you want it. It also helps you to know what you do not want, and it helps you to know how to get what you truly desire. In my own experience, I noticed that I couldn't really do the things that I wanted to do because I was always so clouded with the opinions and thoughts of family members and friends who always had an opinion of how I should feel about my own life, my perception, my reality, and the things that I've been through. And when I started implementing boundaries with my family and all these people that clearly didn't understand what I was going through, I felt less confused about who I was. Rather, let me say that. I felt less confused about who I was. I felt more clarity about what I wanted and why I wanted it. And I also stopped feeling so bad about wanting the things that I want. Because a lot of people will make you feel bad. They'll make you feel bad that you don't like what they like. Especially in black culture, right? Like black culture does this a lot. It's just like if you don't like certain types of music and you don't listen to certain artists, then it's like you're not black and you can't hang, or if you're always alone in the corner, then there's something wrong with you. And it's just like, oh, he thinks he's better than, like, it's just like, it's always a thing, and the thing is, like, if a person doesn't have a sense of boundaries like me, I didn't have any sense of boundaries. So whatever people said about the things I liked and stuff like that, and even me liking things was so difficult for me to do because I didn't have a sense of my own world, my own reality, a sense of my own feelings, where my feelings start, where my likes and dislikes start, and where they end, and where my feelings end, and all those other things. Just having confidence in the things you like, the things you naturally like, not the things you think you should like because your friends like it or your family likes it. Are you worshiping God just because your parents told you to, or because you actually naturally feel inclined to do it? Boundaries are good. Boundaries are healthy. Boundaries protect you from people's projections about you. So we live in a world of projections, all right? Like, there are projections everywhere, even inside our own mind. Even right now, I'm constantly dealing and, learning how to master my own projections of the world, learning to see them for what they are, whether they're based in truth or reality. When I come into contact with another person and maybe I see them dressed a certain way, I immediately project a certain belief about this person onto this person. And 90% of the time, if not 99% of the time, my belief or my projection about said person is always wrong. I only know what I think I know based off of my beliefs that have been informed by other people's projections, which have come through the form of gossiping. It's come through the form of television shows that depict certain people in certain ways. And then we walk out into the world believing that, oh, I saw this on TV. That means if this guy's like this, that must be that must mean he's exactly like the guy I saw on TV. You know, so this is not something anyone actually escapes from, no matter who you are, whether you're white, black, Indian, Chinese, doesn't matter. It's just like we all have to deal with other people's projections. Boundaries help you to deal with it in a very Keanu Reeves way. And what I mean by that is just like, it's just literally, you stop the bullets. They don't even enter your space. Why? Boundaries. Because you know yourself. You know who you are. You know what you want. You know what you're doing. Okay? Neo in the Matrix didn't have it easy. Okay? No, not everyone believed in the one in the Matrix. Not everyone believed. Some people thought it was just some hocus pocus thing. And by the way, in the Matrix Reloaded, it turned out that the prophecy was actually made up. So really, belief and projection and all these other things, I feel like when you have boundaries, just like Neo did in the Matrix and in Matrix Revelations, right? When he was meditating and like just visioning in his mind where he had to go, where the path of the one ends. He was alone. He was alone. He wasn't talking to people, trying to get them to believe in him, trying to get them to see things his way. Nah, he understood how the game works. Just like, people believe what they believe, they project what they project. I cannot control that. What can I control? Me. I can control what I do. And when you have boundaries like Neo does, I love Neo. I love Neo. I realized I really like Neo, the character. I know he's not a real person. I like the character. But when you have boundaries like Neo does, so then you're able, even within the space of people not believing what you believe and people projecting their own realities onto you that are not a reflection of your own reality, you're still able to affirm your own reality, affirm your own projections, or not affirm your own projections. It's not about affirming your own projections, but it's about affirming your own reality in an accurate way that puts you in touch with yourself. And when you're in touch with yourself, you're in touch with everyone else, even if they are not in touch with you. Point number 3, having boundaries helps you to heal in a more efficient way and become more aligned with your Christ consciousness. So there's many words for this Christ consciousness word that I'm using. So Christ consciousness, your inner being, your inner child. Some people like to call it inner child. Your Buddha state. It's also like a Buddha state. I think it's called nirvana, right? So like just basically the state where it's just like, where like nothing bothers you, nothing, touches you. It's just like, there's nothing in the world that can make you angry. Unaffected. It's basically like being Gina Naledi. It helps you become more in touch with your Gina Naledi. I like being in touch with my Gina Naledi. When you have boundaries with pretty much everyone, in the beginning you need to have them with everyone because most people are not healed. Most celebrities included. We are in a broken world. It's nothing new. And it's not like we're not blaming people who are not healed. It's not about what other people are doing. It's like, what am I doing? That's what you should ask yourself. When you have boundaries, it helps you to stay in a space of peace without needing other people to validate that for you and, I guess, support you with it as well. Of course, it does take time. It's not something that happens overnight. So you don't just one thing that happened to me is when I put in boundaries with my family, I expected them to just understand and respect them, but they didn't. So it's also something, it's a lesson. It's just the people who think they have a right to know who you are and what you should be doing and how you should be feeling and how you should be living will usually be the people who argue against your choices and make you feel bad about them. They'll make you feel bad about putting in boundaries. But just go with it, just let them make you feel bad. But at the end of the day, as long as you are not making yourself feel bad, don't make yourself feel bad. Let them do it if they want, because they can only do so much. They will speak and speak and speak. Eventually their words, they'll fall on deaf ears. There's nothing they could possibly say or do that will break your alignment with yourself. But maintaining your boundaries is key. No matter what they do, no matter what they say. And they will do shit. They will say things. Okay? They'll play dirty. They'll press your buttons, your emotions. So you must be hyper aware. You must just really be Jonga, Jonga. You must be awake. You must Vuga Sizwe. Okay? Just like Mendoza said. Okay? Viga Makondeni. Viga Makondeni. Viga Makondeni. Okay? Because no one is safe. No one is safe. Okay? Just because you're doing the right thing and you're healing doesn't mean people want you to do that. People think you're crazy. People still think I'm crazy today. Like, people look at me like, hey, this is like, you know, like when you have boundaries, you don't care about it anymore. Like, and it takes time. Like, it really does take time. It really does for you to like just stop caring and stop feeling like you need to prove things to people. But the more you practice your boundaries, the more you affirm them, establish them, the more you don't need validation from other people. Yeah. Other people validating you is a prison. It's a prison. Like, it's literally a prison. And very few people escape from that prison. Most people kill themselves. It's not funny, but yeah. Point number 4. This is the last point. Boundaries help you take responsibility for your own life. So when you're on your own, you'll stop blaming people for your misery. If I'm still thinking about things that make me sad and things that, you know, and I'm still living in the old story of poor me, while I am in my boundaries, then it will kind of bring you to a moment of clarity and soberness to be like, okay, I'm in these boundaries. I should be doing something while I have these boundaries. I should be working on my own trauma. It's helped me to take responsibility for just what I'm going through and the choices that I'm making. Every choice has consequences, cause and effect. But when you have boundaries, you have a greater sense of what the cause and effect is. You have a more realistic representation of what the cause and effect is of all the choices that you are making, instead of a one that is clouded by trauma. I started to understand more clearly what the effect of all my choices are. And that's the thing. Life really is about cause and effect. No one escapes cause and effect. You know, there's a cause, there's an effect. No one escapes it. And the only power we have is to understand why. Why the cause, why the effect. Once you understand the why, then you have the power. But we're all still affected by it. Either way, you know. I'm actually supposed to care about my own feelings. But we're not taught how to do that. Especially when you grew up in a traumatic family. If anything, me growing up in a dysfunctional traumatic family taught me that caring about my own feelings was wrong. It was selfish. And I should only care about the feelings of those around me. It's fucked up. It's really fucked up. And that's why I make these videos. If you guys want me to make videos about anything else, please do feel free to let me know in the comments. Yeah, thanks for watching, as always. Take care.